Halfway into Ahsoka, the Disney Plus Star Wars series, the character Sabine watches her friend and the titular protagonist, Ahsoka, get knocked off a cliff by the bad guys. Presuming Ahsoka is now dead, Sabine gives the bad guys what they want, thereby endangering the entire galaxy, so she can get what she wants, which is to see her other friend Ezra. An odd decision to say the least, but I'm sure it will be explained and explored later. That time comes by the last episode in the series, when Ahsoka, having survived her fall off the cliff, don't ask, really don't ask, meets up with Sabine once more, and they have a one-to-one. If all you know of this series, this story, is what I've just explained here, without knowing anything else, I want you, dear viewer, to imagine all the things these two might want to talk about. Why did Sabine choose to help the people who she thought just killed her friend? Why did she help them, knowing the danger they would put the galaxy in? Why did she value seeing her friend Ezra over this danger? These three questions alone would provide a significant back and forth between these two characters. Add to this any other story elements and character aspects we're not aware of, either from this series or previous stories. Any and all of these things could culminate in this conversation, come argument, that would see these two air out grievances long held, and inform the audience more about who they are. Hell, you could get Ezra join in as a calming third party to help resolve the conflict. This could be a defining moment in the series that would be the final character moment before the finale proper. So what did they actually say?
Sorry. I know.
That's it. That's what they said. Ahsoka adds some vagaries about understanding and solidarity, but nothing specific to this conversation or its substance. All those seeds that were sown by character actions are left buried in the dirt, never to see the light of day. Unfortunately, this is not a unique occurrence in the Ahsoka series, nor in recent Star Wars offerings, or Disney as a whole. Time and time again, the building blocks are there to build a cathedral, and all they make is a garden path. With Ahsoka and co, it is disappointing to see this happen because these are new characters we desperately want to know more about. But it is far, far worse when it happens to someone like Grand Admiral Thrawn. Mr. Blue Sky here is the golden boy and poster child of the Star Wars expanded universe, a whole load of books that kept Star Wars fans entertained in the decades between the films. When Disney took over, they killed off the expanded universe, only to then dig up the corpse and puppeteer it out of a desperation to appease upset fans. Grand Admiral Thrawn is probably the best known character to come out of the expanded universe, and people were excited to see him portrayed. Unfortunately, like so many adaptations, he did not come off well. An unconventional masked tactician in the books, Thrawn, under Disney's guidance, is a bit of an idiot. He lets Sabine go to find Ezra, then sends the Darksiders to go kill them both. He tries to kill Ahsoka, then lets her escape to join her friends. He sends squads of troops to kill the good guys, then orders their retreat. He sends TIE fighters to shoot Ahsoka's ship down, but only 2, which allows the good guys to survive. And finally, Thrawn comes incredibly close to being stopped, escaping and taunting Ahsoka, even with her hot on his heels.
Open the channel, please.
Ahsoka Tano, allow me to commend you on your efforts today. You've been quite a worthy opponent.
I regret we haven't met face to face, and perhaps now we never shall. Still, I know you because I knew your master. I concluded your strategies would be similar. One wonders just how similar you might become. Perhaps this is where a Ronin such as you belongs. Today, victory is mine. Long live the Empire.
In each instance, we see Thrawn watching his decisions being played out, and each time we watch him cope and seethe when they go awry. This series of failures makes Thrawn look incompetent, a fool, who for some reason everyone considers a genius. But why though? Just like with Sabine and Ahsoka, all the elements are there to make something great. And again, they are mishandled, leaving us wanting. It's more difficult to nail down exactly why emotionally driven relationship engagements aren't done right. Showing intelligence, on the other hand, is much easier. Writing intelligent people requires intelligence. Intelligence can be faked in writing if given time to think and ponder an event, allowing even the most base of thinkers to come up with a complicated narrative that will make a character look intelligent. But from the Black Widow film being written a week before it started filming, to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania being written during filming, Disney has shown us that they do not give their writers time to ponder. So we end up with stupid clever people like Disney's Thrawn. I do not consider myself to be intelligent, but given time to ponder the mess they presented, I have come up with a solution that would solve their intelligence problem and potentially save the Ahsoka series from complete failure. So, here is my suggestion for fixing Thrawn in the Ahsoka series, with this one simple trick. Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra arrive at the Witch's Finger, which is currently tickling the prostate of Thrawn's Star Destroyer. As per the final episode of the series, the good guys assault the tower and cut down a gallery of stormtroopers, only for them to get back up. The gang run up the stairs to escape the slowly shambling stormtroopers, only to come face to face with Morgan, the newly anointed witch. She appears to be channeling some kind of spell, but stops and readies her sword at the sight of the approaching heroes. As Ezra and Sabine run past and up the next set of stairs, Ahsoka engages Morgan. They are well matched, but as they fight, the undead troops enter the room. Ahsoka, overwhelmed by the sheer number of bodies, begins to lose the fight.
You will die here, alone.
Not alone.
Sabine and Ezra return and join the fight, leading to an epic, bone-chilling, straight fire, cooking on gas fight of Jedi, Mandos, zombies, and witches. Finally, Morgan dies, and the zombie troopers collapse with her. Ahsoka barks at Sabine and Ezra, demanding to know why they aren't stopping Thrawn. Not waiting for a reply, Ahsoka impatiently runs past them and up the stairs they just came down. Standing atop the Witch's Finger is the blue, white and black figure of Thrawn, staring out over the bleak, desolate landscape, with no Star Destroyer in sight. It's a hologram. Worse, a recording. Ahsoka Tano, I'm sorry we could not meet in person. By the time you see this, I shall be long gone, back to where I rightfully belong. I have been preparing for this moment for a long time, long before you arrived. Reset the scenario. Activate, sir. A pod of Star Wars has been spotted entering the system. Indeed. From the first day I was banished here to this desolation, I have been planning my return. Let him go. Let him suffer our fate. Alone. I knew your master, Anakin Skywalker, and I have witnessed firsthand what your friends are capable of. I saw the spectres of your past, and they gave me visions of your future. I must thank you. It is because of you and your friends I am on my way back to the galaxy with new, powerful allies at my side. It is a shame I could not deliver my thanks in person, but you are far too dangerous to be taken so lightly, so I must leave you in my place in exile. I hope you take full advantage of your stay, as I did. Long live the Empire. Oh, and may the Force be with you. Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra are left standing atop the tower, staring in dismay out over the landscape, just as Thrawn's hologram had just done. If the series had any balls that they weren't currently gargling on, the episode would end here, Infinity War style, cut into credits with the heroes at their lowest. It would be a striking end to the series, would create a massive talking point for the fans on social media, and leave everyone wanting to know how the heroes will get out of this situation. At the very least, it would be far, far better than that weirdly happy, calm, accepting ending the series actually gave us, despite the similar conclusion. Now, it would be remiss of me to leave my version of events like this, so let's make things abundantly clear. Ezra was the one who sent Thrawn into exile, which I don't remember being properly explained in the Ahsoka series. I only know about it because of other YouTubers pointing it out. This little factoid left a question unanswered. Why was Ezra left alive? How was he able to escape? And how was he not hunted down by Thrawn's forces all those years ago? My simple answer would be that Thrawn wanted him alive. Killing Ezra would satisfy Thrawn's need for revenge and remove an enemy from the board. But it would also remove a useful asset. Anyone coming to get Ezra, which Thrawn would assume his friends would try to do, would make a beeline for Thrawn if they found Ezra dead. Same goes for imprisoning Ezra, as well as making him an unnecessary drain on resources. Letting Ezra go would leave him alive, free up resources, and Thrawn could keep an eye on him because, let's face it, where else could Ezra go? And if his friends arrived, they would waste time trying to find Ezra to rescue him, giving Thrawn time to make his escape. If the show actually had good character writing, that conflict I mentioned at the start of the video would add to the delay as the friends came into conflict over the choices they made, wasting even more time. As for the multiple failed attacks shown in the series, the final speech can reveal that Thrawn wasn't looking at real-time events, but pre-planned scenarios, each attack designed to harry the heroes, to keep them occupied, but not overwhelm them. Thrawn didn't want them to run and hide, or worse, decide they needed to hurry up and attack back. The final piece of the time difference puzzle comes with Morgan the Witch. In the show, we see Thrawn asking Morgan to give them a little more time. In this revision, that can be reinterpreted as creating an illusion of the Star Destroyer above the tower, when in fact it is already leaving orbit. If it was gone, the heroes might skip the tower assault and risk chasing the Star Destroyer instead, regardless of how damaged their ship is from the TIE fighter attack. The illusion, the zombies, and Morgan combined would give the heroes the impression they had more time than they actually had. Even the final hologram's speech could help to delay them. All these elements are in the series. They've just been tweaked to make them, in my opinion, so much better, not only narratively, but for the character of Thrawn. In both cases, Thrawn is shown to be laying out a series of distractions to keep the heroes delayed long enough to allow him to escape. In Scenario 1, Thrawn looks to be failing over and over again, coping and seething right up until the very last, where he narrowly escapes. In Scenario 2, Thrawn appears to be failing, only to reveal he was well ahead of the curve, to the point he's much further ahead than we thought. It must be said, this idea of Thrawn leaving long before the heroes can get to him is not an original idea. I've heard it repeated by so many people over and over in reviews of this show. But rather than leave it at just that, an idea, I've attempted to make that idea into a working narrative. One that not only gets the job done, but also provides an entertaining show, all while still working with what we were given. It just goes to show that sometimes money, even Disney money, doesn't solve everything.